Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. All right, good evening, viewers. Here we are for another week without the screen set up. Look at the modern technology we got here. It's unreal. And, yeah, crazy week, guys. Crazy last week. Bit of a quiet weekend, actually, but, yeah, it's stepping back into it now, isn't it? But what a celebration of life it was for the saga of Charlie Kirk over there. It was pretty massive and pretty big, guys. How long does this go on? How many more scenes of this so-called movie are we really got to see? I mean, I'm sort of sick of them. I'm over it. But it's going on. You know, now we got our country, or not our country, but our dimwit leader, Albanese, and Penny Wong right beside him. You know, 110 other countries like NATO. It's just like incredible what these people are doing and how far they're prepared to go, guys. But we're losing things day by day, right? We've got the, you know, I haven't really covered it. There's that much out there, but this koala habitat as well, guys. That's going on in New South Wales is absolute bullshit. Just a land grab of half the state nearly. All right. And then they'll be able to tell you what's going to happen and what's not going to happen, right? Just because there could be a koala or something else, you know what I mean? Like it's unreal. So Optus, people died because we had, as I understand it, people not understanding in a foreign country what our O system is. So obviously the Optus CEO is probably going to go, and guess who might just slip into his socks, I reckon, guys. So the rumor has it, Berejiklian slides sideways into another massive CEO money pit. Unreal. I mean, how are these people still out there just cruising around in the suburbs, you know what I mean, taking on CEO jobs? Amazing what they done. So what we've got is the final rules coming out, guys, for the social media ban on the under-16s is being revealed. So that's out there. We got to, you know, Look, it's just hectic. They're coming. They're trying everything, and that's because they're in trouble, guys. Charlie Kirk was supposed to have been a big win for the Deep State, I believe. All right, the way this movie's going out and playing out. All right, but unfortunately, that's backfired, and we now have a revival, whatever you want to call it, spiritual revival, God revival, but we got a revival heading around the world, guys. So the Deep State knows they're in trouble, and hence is why we are copying everything that they're throwing at us. But again, I've been warning you about different things, pharmaceuticals, all the different things, guys. Toothpaste, that warning on soft gel capsule supplements now linked to a range of health concerns. And something that does concern me is I heard Trump come out today and say that he's banning Panadol for pregnant women because it's got something to do with autism. If someone can just let Trump know that Panadol, even though I hate it and I wouldn't use it, I don't think it's got too much to do with autism. I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor. But I think those jibby jabs that everyone was handing out may have a little bit to do with it, and the schedule for our kids. So, again, there's some really strange stuff going on out there, guys. I don't understand why you'd be hitting Panadol. But anyway, this guy plays it how he wants to play it. And at the moment, he's the thing that, this whole Coke thing is bollocks. Look, who knows what's going on? Come in whenever you're right, Caz. Who knows what's going on, guys? They make it that confusing. They honestly do. I think they got both sides where it's set ready to just hit the media. And here's a conspiracy theorist side. Here's what happened, and here's something in between. And let you grab whatever, but it's just like an amazing big event for a load of bollocks. I can agree with you, Philip, but I mean, in a way, but it's not a load of bollocks if somebody died. You know what I mean?
It's not just that. It's like, I don't know what they're doing, but remember Trump put out that thing where he was basically on an island in Gaza, and it had been developed, and it was a cartoon thing, and it was a bit of a parody, satire thing. Him and Netanyahu were basically dining there, and then in Gaza, in Palestinian territory, and then our base come over, and now Trump's issued this warning going, oh, you've just given it to Hamas, you've just given them status and all of that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that's playing out that's confusing. It's almost like it's meant to be confusing at the moment, to tell you the truth. So
a mix of the Jabby and the Panadol, I reckon. Anyway, I haven't taken Panadol for a long time.
Anything you got to say to repeat again? I didn't hear that.
Oh, they just said it's a mix of the Jab
I'm not
and
hearing
Panadol.
this now. Okay, I've got no sound. I've got no.
All right.
All right,
out.
Something's going on.
What's going on?
Give me a minute.
Okay, so back to.
They've kept a mouse but stopped the headphones.
Okay. Now the other thing, guys, is just how ridiculous it's getting is we just had someone come into the Rumble chat, I think it was, and let us know that they went to Woolies to buy a pair of scissors, and guess what they had to do, guys? ID. Can't go buying scissors at Woolies without ID. All right. So it's
Same as cutlery with Big W.
I was taking Zoloft. Yeah, look, anything that these guys are going to try and give you guys, they put me on gabapentin, and none of us knew. 20 odd years ago when I got bit by the white tip, they put me on gabapentin, right? And then they tried me on Lyrica, and I was on the highest dose of Lyrica that they'd given one at Mel, 1,600 milligrams or something twice a day. I think I was on 3,200 milligrams of Lyrica. Guys, I was walking into doorways. All right, seriously. These drugs that they've got out there. And as I said, none of us knew. I've been bitten by a spider. The hospital didn't even know I got bitten by a spider. I had to convince them that it was a spider bite. And until I got to Prince of Wales in Sydney with a guy called Sean Nicklin, who was he was a plastic surgeon, head of plastic surgery over at some other place, but he was at Prince of Wales that night. I think it was on Macquarie Street, hospital when I come in. And he was the one that actually agreed with me I've been bitten by a spider. But all this stuff they're trying to give you guys, right, is newsflash. Blood thinners are poison to your organs. Yeah, I'll give you good blood thinners. It's called cayenne pepper. So there's plenty out there, guys, all right, that we can be looking at. And as I say, there's good and bad in all. But, unfortunately, Look, Kaz is shaking her head. I think she's gone, mate. She's in the background being taken out.
So do you want me to play Rocco?
Yeah, put Rocco in. Let's get
Here we
going.
go.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Rocco Vardy, reporting chief, just north of Tamworth, beautiful Barraba. I just got a place down the road, guys, and it's the annual, gang, it's the annual Barraba races where I've met plenty of cattle farmers, and you know, it boosts my spirits so much to know that we will be taking back our country because they are so awake. The women look absolutely stunning. Look at the stunning gear, and the cowboys are everywhere. The hamburgers are, obviously it's cattle country, the hamburgers are the best you can get. There will be a meeting tomorrow in Tamworth at Bicentennial Park where we're expecting hundreds and hundreds of freedom people coming to the rally. This party goes on to the late hours of the night, guys. It goes on to the RSLs and the pubs, and there's live entertainment, and it's going to be a blast. Wonderful country atmosphere. Rocco Vardy sending tremendous love. Ciao.
Rocco out there doing it on site, guys. I don't know what that event, but yeah, look, we know our farmers. I saw Wade was talking to a mate of mine, Jim Ferguson, the other day. So Wade got him on for an interview, which was really good. All right, that got our farmers, and you know who could do it better than Wade? You know, to tell the rest of the world what's going on here. You know, we're hearing it from other places, you know, and what's going on with different, you know, farmlands around the place. But it was great to see Wade get out there with Jim and just actually give the Australian story on what's going on out there, guys, with our farmers. So, yeah, well done. You all right, mate?
Yeah, no.
Have we got you?
Yeah, for the moment. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right, so, you know, we had Rocco for reporting there now. We've also got Forest of the Fallen, which we're on this weekend that we know of.
And Wollongong. Oh, here we go.
G'day people, just doing another Forest of the Fallen down here today. Sorry I'm a bit late. Did a later setup today. Had a gig last night. So yes, just going through today. It's been a good day actually. It's been set up here for about 2 hours now. A lot of people.
At DY again doing Forest of the Fallen. I met Tennille on our recent Vax bus trip. She's only 35, but she's not the only one. I've just been speaking to a lady who didn't want to go on social media because her daughter is keeping this private. She's a nurse and she took 3 injections. Now she's got heart damage. She gets repetitive pericarditis and the doctors just tell her to take Panadol for the pain because it's very painful. This lady also has a son-in-law who has myocarditis. And this young man is having to see the cardiologist every 6 months because his condition is so life-threatening. The worst of it is they're still not admitting what's caused this for so many young people. So we're here at DY hoping to spread the word so that people become more aware of what really is causing these issues and to get the medical fraternity to admit that this is what's caused it and to compensate these people.
Well, we can only hope. Yeah.
In an age of information, we're still battling this. It's just outrageous. It really is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
no, Craig done a great job down there at Wollongong. And what happened, Kaz, was we left some out. Craig left some out. And they were on the fence, guys. And anyway, me and Mel saw them last night when we were heading out for a bit. And we meant to pick them up on the way back and didn't. And then I went out with a mate this morning and we saw them still sitting there. And people were still coming past, guys. They were all there. That were left there overnight. No one had vandalised them. No one had done anything. That's a great thing. We actually had the cops come down the week before last weekend. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, and actually said to the boys,
That was yesterday.
that was yesterday. Sorry, and told the boys that if there was any trouble down there, they had any problems, they're behind us, and to let them know. So the tide is changing, guys. The tide's changing. This is a Labor New World Order stronghold here, Wollongong, guys. But it looks like we got and look, as I've said to you, I know a couple of the big wigs up at Wollongong Station, one in particular. All right. And he's a decent bloke. All right. And I think they're starting to wake up, guys. All right. When I've been locked up, they've had conversations with me, and I think it's, it's actually starting to come through. Why? Because the communities are sick, guys. People are out of work. They're seeing the influx of migrants as well. They're noticing that every shop they go into, now Port Kembla post office, I've just been told tonight, now run by Indians, So, they can't go around the community in their normal day anymore of doing what they do without seeing the results of this communist government. Okay, it's not possible. So just remember that the tide is turning, guys. All right, it really is. And I'm, like Cazza, I just want this thing over, man. Imagine once we get it over and we can have a beach barbecue every month, you know what I mean? And everyone come together, like, that fought the fight. I mean, other people can come too if they want, but I'm more in particular saying, when we can all just gather. Why? Because we're celebrating the win we had, and our kids have got a future, and our grandma's safe in a so-called nursing home, that at the moment is a FEMA camp. That we can actually go to a hospital and get some decent treatment, and this day should come, guys. It should come because everyone's waking up to it.
Well, it should. Now, look, you've got a few things on the migration. This is just outrageous. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable at all. It's just so over the top, the rise of the Indian middle class here. It's unbelievable. Now, CPAC also, Chris Coveries has published this. If more Indians were the solution to Australia's problems, then India itself would not have any problems. And that was at CPAC. And you can recover from economic catastrophe, you can recover from energy catastrophe, but you can't recover from a demographic catastrophe, which is true. You've got this one here, and this is by Stephen Shavir has picked up this one. Anyone remember voting for this? And it's Australia's pivot to India. So, no. And then you've got these people here. Shavir also picked up on this. And so you've got Maureen Farkley, and she is going January 26th, a day of mourning.
Day of mourning, eh? Yeah. We're mourning while the barbecue sizzles.
We're mourning. We're mourning that we ever let people like her in to tell us what a load of shit we are. Seriously. Yeah. That's the amount of mourning we're doing. So, and you've got really good people that are standing up. Now, Tina Pickett has sent us this one. This is Troy Thompson. Now, he was on the council. They've removed him, and he's in a battle going on at the moment, and he's basically put this out.
Good morning. I wanted to release this media statement today, the 16th of September, 2025. Premier Christoffoli, for the sake of Townsville, stop hiding behind politically motivated systems. I issue this statement not only as the suspended Mayor of Townsville, but as a Queenslander who is deeply concerned about the integrity of our democratic institutions and the erosion of natural justice in our state. Over several months, I've made multiple formal requests to meet with you personally to address serious procedural failures in the handling of investigations relating to myself and the governance of Townsville City Council. Each request has been ignored. Your continued deferral to the CCC investigation, while denying me the opportunity to respond to allegations or submit evidence, undermines any claim to a fair or transparent process. Let me be clear. There has been no fair process. There has been no opportunity to respond to the final report before action was taken.
Yes.
There has been no support from your government despite the significant personal and mental health impacts. Serious allegations of interference and procedural misconduct.
Now, I'll leave it there. The full clip is available on the website. Robin has just put out that she's been covering the one that's been going on in Western Australia. Guys, we've got good people in the councils, and they are getting sidelined, and they're getting rid of them because they're making a difference. So Troy Thompson, apparently a good guy, according to Tina. Robin's been covering what's going on in Western Australia. She's done a stellar job over there with the interviews. So, but it's outrageous what they're doing.
It is pretty outrageous, Kazza. It's ridiculous. And what they're doing now, guys, is they're moving to expel you from the meetings. All right? And that's what they're going to do. They're just going to not have you there anymore. They're going to hire more private security guards, whether they be police or McDonald's, just, well, I suppose police at McDonald's too. But anyway, more comedy capers, guys, all right, or Keystone cops to actually come in and then enforce their rules to keep you out of their council meetings. And why? Because you're making a difference. So I can just say, get there. While the doors are still open, get there. Because they're trying to close them.
They are indeed. Now, I saw Charles here, and I've actually got a job for you, Charles. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. And I'm just trying to find the clip at the moment. It's this one here.
Angels. Last week I was presented with some documents that are quite literally earth-shattering.
Oh, that's so
There's
soft.
a massive data dump about to take place in Australia that affects the entire world. The website is still under construction, but I've been given the green light to share the first of these documents to anyone who's interested. The truth is now in front of us in black and white. Disclosure is here. I'm still reading these
very soft.
files myself.
It's very soft. All right, look, let me just basically bring these documents in if I can. So I need somebody that knows a bit more about this kind of stuff than I do. So somebody that's good at understanding the documents. But basically the story seems to be is that somebody has actually taken control as an attorney general. Now we've seen these kinds of documents before and all of that sort of stuff. So I need somebody that's got a little bit, who's above my pay grade, who actually understands if these are legitimate and how to actually legitimize these things. And what have I done there? Hang on, how to actually. So, look, I'm going to pop the link there. Charles, you're a good researcher. Can you actually have a look at that and get back to us and let us know? Or anyone else for that matter. Just investigate and find out if there's anything to it, because we've been led up the garden path with this sort of stuff before as well.
We have.
Dave, this is a really strange story. This is this EMP thing, but it's very large. It's over a large spread area. Have a look at it.
Egg is live at Parkville with the exclusive details. Ollie, nearby hospitals were on alert after an incident involving 9 trains.
Yeah, they certainly were, Tom. We know that the Metro Tunnel has been undergoing rigorous testing in recent weeks, and the boss of Metro Trains has confirmed with me today that last Monday, 9 trains suddenly ground to a halt as a result of an incident. Now, I understand that to be linked with something called electromagnetic waves. Now, you may have heard of that phrase before, and that is because it has been a problem surrounding these hospitals before and the potential interference with crucial equipment inside. It almost looks ready to go, but the $15 billion Metro Tunnel has been dealt a new blow.
We had a procedural matter where we're testing very complex integrated systems.
It happened last Monday at the start of a 4-day testing period. 9 trains were travelling through the tunnel when all of them automatically ground to a halt, 5 unable to move for more than 4 hours.
No one was stuck on a train. If our drivers needed to get off the train for whatever reason, they were.
Very interesting.
It is interesting.
Here I am. I had to go I had to go up to West Sydney this morning, guys. I was up at Emu Plains, just under Penrith, just under the mountains there. And I'm sitting on a guy's back veranda having a chat about a couple of things, and looked up, and you ought to have seen it through the sky, the ripple effect. It was just incredible. And blowing me down just not far from there. Yeah. We got their equipment, guys. We know what they are doing. All right, I've been telling you this for a couple of years now, I think, Caz, wasn't it, about the EMF and stuff? But anyway, continue on, Kazza. We know.
Well, it is very interesting. Now, look, this is going to make you blood boil, guys, this one.
The spending figures are in, so let's unpack who spent what. We'll start with the Prime Minister. From April to June, Albo spent $1.6 million of our money. Penny Wong.
1 month,
She cost
guys.
you and I
1 month, this is.
$540,000. $500,000. Opposition leader Susan Lee, $523,000 of taxpayer money. Climate change warrior Chris Bowen, he spent $398,000. $18,000 on that was car travel, so I hope it was an electric vehicle. David Littleproud, he spent $500,000. Jacinta Price, $255,000. Health Minister Mark Butler, $493,000 in a 3-month period. And let's finish with Green Senator Nick McKim. He cost you all $100,000. It's pedestrian by comparison, but what are we paying him to do?
Mate, what a load of crap. Hey, that's in 1 month, guys. That's their travel expenditure, 1 month.
Just outrageous. Like, it's just outrageous. Now I saw that Jeff Ben, thank you. You're looking into it. Thank you. Let us know. I've also sent it off to a couple of places.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, anyone, and please put together a report for us. We need you guys to contribute because it engages people. They like seeing what you can do and that sort of stuff as well.
Exactly.
And you might see on the weekend, I actually did a face to screen. My own little bit of engagement. Well, wasn't that interesting? And look, let me be honest with you here, guys. Like, I just, I had a TikTok that I used to use a while back, and I just haven't used it because I'm always doing this. And I never thought I'd go in that direction. But you have to understand the situation we're in. It's so critical at this moment in time that we put our narrative out there. Okay, because when you're going through, traditionally in history, when you're going through tumultuous times, if you are not contributing to the narrative, and it's really important at the moment, the narrative space is where the battleground is, then you'll find that people with bad ideology will succeed. And it's only because you didn't contribute. You must be in the game, guys. You must be commenting. You must be saying things, you know. And it's really, really critically important, especially at this moment, because otherwise, once things start collapsing, the bad guys will rise to the top. If you want the good guys to rise to the top, and not for us to not have worse than what we've already got, you need to be contributing. It's so important. Please do. All right.
And contribution means no vacuum, guys. And when you get a vacuum, that's when you're in trouble, because that's when things come in to fill the void. Okay, so that's why we got to keep it full, keep it moving.
Yeah, because, like, look, you've got a lot of people that are really disenfranchised and they are looking for answers, and you've got a lot of really angry young people, and they don't know how to direct that anger. So their narrative is only this big. We need to actually be in the narrative space. So, yeah, okay, and that goes for everybody, guys. So, yeah, all right. Now, look, this guy here, he puts it really quite well. Listen to this.
First, it was that 5% deposit on a house. Then it was bedroom tax. Now this guy wants to get rid of diesel in Australia. Like, and I just can't seem to comprehend how the fuck he thinks anything's going to work at all. Does he not know that the country runs off of trucking? Everything works because we have trucks everywhere. And I don't know how he's going to make any money from exports in mining or any money from exports in farming, because everything needs diesel to run.
That's the idea.
35% of people voted this guy in.
Well, did they? Very interesting that he would say that.
Yeah.
Now, another thing. Now, all they do is, so you've seen how they take our money, and then all they do is put out bad legislation. Look at this. So you've got, this is Kira Lee Smith, and she's basically got a thought crime. Basically, all she said that men can't be women. And, like, it's just outrageous that they're actually, like, that we're going down this path. And when you see the caliber of people, this one was a bit surprising. So this one here is a former police officer and criminal defence barrister who defended slain underworld killer Carl Williams has been struck off the register because he's registered as a sex offender after sending child rape images to an undercover cop.
These people are sick. They are absolutely sick.
They are indeed. Now, this one caught me a bit by surprise, and I need to look into it a little bit more. Now, this is strange because this actually is the Friendly Geordies. So now, this is Shane Dowling. He's covered this over at Kangaroo Court, and it's basically Jeffrey Epstein's connection to U.S. Ambassador Kevin Rudd and the cover-up with his sugar baby Jordan Shanks. Now, it's really interesting, but it's actually been done through the International Peace Institute, which is what Kevin Rudd chairs. But it's actually there's actually been money that's been going there, so it's very strange. Sometimes they do donate to things like that to give legitimacy, but it seems all very strange at the moment. It just all seems very strange at this point in time.
It does. And now we've got them in England, guys. I saw two police ladies, one Muslim with a hairpiece on, and another young, stupid pommy chick. And they've turned up and they want to confiscate the phone of an 11-year-old because she viewed a social media post. She viewed it. She didn't do anything else with it, I don't think, as I can work out. She just viewed it. 11-year-old guys. And they're on the doorstep, and the mum's telling them to go and get, whatever. Unbelievable. It's coming to a town near you.
Yeah, this one's a bit long. Topher's done a really good breakdown of Julian and Grant and the possible battle coming up with Trump. We'll just play a bit of it, but it'll be over on the website. Come and look at it.
And it's great news for those of us who are opposed to online censorship and the end of online privacy, because the eSafety Office has put itself on a head-on collision course with President Donald Trump personally, for reasons that I'll explain in a moment. The best outcome would have been for the under-16 social media ban to be scrapped entirely, but sadly that's not going to happen. The next best outcome is what's happening. For it to be so poorly implemented and based on standards that are so ill-defined that it inevitably leads to lawsuits between the Australian eSafety Office and the big US tech companies like Meta and Google. Remember that Google has already threatened to sue if YouTube was included in the age verification and under-16s ban. And you guessed it, YouTube most definitely are included. Now, I suspect that Google have been waiting for these now released final standards to come out before launching their lawsuit. And if they haven't sued the eSafety Commissioner before the December 10 deadline when this under-16s ban comes into effect, well, then I predict that the eSafety Commissioner will soon thereafter be suing them. Because the one thing that is now guaranteed is that the big tech companies and the eSafety Office are going to have wildly different ideas about what it means to be compliant with these very nebulous regulations, what reasonable steps means. And I say bring on the lawfare, because President Trump has, in a few different ways, proved beyond doubt that he is willing to use the economic might of the USA to protect free speech and online privacy for Americans. More on that in a minute. But also he's proved that he's willing to back American tech companies when they stand up for the rights and privacy of their users.
He's done a really good breakdown. Look, there's just a bit of it because it goes on quite in depth, but he just basically outlines the potential battle that he sees coming up. So we might actually have a bit of a friend in Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, it doesn't matter. If he's out there, if he's going to help us rein Julian and Grant in, I love him. Now this one
apart
here.
From that, he's done a marvelous job of just getting stuff out there, you know what I mean, and giving us all a way to, continue on, guys, So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's right. It. And now you got this story. This is terrible. So basically, he returned from Bali. They returned his body from Bali, and he was missing his heart. Well, there you go. Isn't that interesting? Like, it's
But
not a joke.
they don't do organ harvesting anywhere overseas, guys. Don't be worried about that if you're traveling around. Okay, it doesn't happen, doesn't it? Yeah.
All right, look, we're a bit late. There's a lot on, so I'll bring on the flyers. And the Mondays at Maggie's crew is calling for tools down. It's time to stand together. A corrupt and tyrannical government is crushing industries, stripping freedoms and silencing voices. So join us every Monday at the Governor's House in Sydney at 11 a.m. And on Mondays, don't forget Mondays at Maggie's, the Frank and Charles podcast. They will be hitting the streets this week. Mondays at Maggie's. And on Saturday, the 22nd of November, there is an Abolish Abortion Australia conference. This will be featuring T. Russell Hunter. And in Victoria, we have the following events. In Melbourne, gather at the Governor's every Saturday to end the tyranny. 10 a.m. every Saturday at the Governor Gates. And join the Justice of the People in Melbourne every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. for a remembrance at the Shrine of Remembrance. And the Too Much for Australia events that are free of NSN will be one in Wodonga at Lesstone Park on Sunday the 19th of October at 12 p.m. and the one in Brisbane at Roma Street, Parkland, 12 p.m. And the Vax Bus is at it again with the Vaccine Injury Bus Tour. The dates will be 10th of November, Wollongong, 11th of November, Kiama, 12th of November, Nowra, 13th of November, Ulladulla, 14th of November, Narooma, 15th of November, Merimbula, 16th of November, Yass, 17th of November, Goulburn, and 18th of November, Bowral. There will be an 8:32 muster at Rollins Plains, New South Wales, Mid-North Coast. It is a great family weekend. It will be held on October the 3rd to the 6th. And every day there is a daily prayer space held on X. It's at 3 p.m. Melissa 14623
Sorry, Pam, but you've misunderstood me. I'm not sick of the Charlie Kirk stuff at all. Charlie Kirk has been the bomb that's been dropped in the middle of the ocean for us to ride the wave off. I can assure you, that's what's happening around the world. So, sorry, I don't know where you get that from. What I said was there's a lot of Charlie Kirk stuff that looked like it was just ready to go. Bang, 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 bang. All right, we get this every time we get a false flag, guys, you know. But anyway, who's saying it's a what? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I didn't write this story, but yeah, certainly Charlie Kirk was I believe, as much as I know, a good Christian man, and what he's done is set an ignition off around the world. And he was a bad man, all right, and he's gone. Look, guess what? God uses everyone, but he certainly set something off around the world, hasn't he? Whether he was good, bad, or indifferent. So yeah,
well, just
and the
on
result
that,
is the thing.
The Charlie Kirk effect is still, the Charlie effect is still going on.
All right, see that? That is the 60,000 person stadium we're meant to be going in. That is the start of the line. And if you just look around, again, it's 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m.
God bless America.
Hi. As the world's highest IQ record holder and a grandmaster of memory, I proclaim today, I will plant churches in every corner of the world, declaring Jesus Christ as Lord, in honor of Charlie Kirk.
There you go. Where are our Charlie Kirks? We're all Charlie Kirks. All our Charlie Kirks, as the comment just said, and I've got it written here, Monday at Maggie's. Yeah, you're right. We should all be getting to the governors. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right. What we need to do is pick up the people and get them to the governors. Yeah. But that's coming,
Yeah,
guys.
no,
All right. So great work, Frank, Belinda, and everybody else involved. All right. It's brilliant. All right. But your day's coming because it is going to come.
That's it. Look, guys, there's something that's really concerning. I want to play a bit of it. This is in the United States, but I've asked Rocco, and he actually says that this is going on as well. So have a look at
Who
this.
am I here with?
My name is Norman Robbins, and I'm not your grandpa.
Awesome. I love that.
So do I.
What are you doing at the Republic Square right now?
I came to find a young mentally retarded woman that I was with yesterday, who I gave a bath and gave some clothes to. She's supposed to be sitting right here with one of my bags and a man named Adam.
Norman, are people disappearing?
Not here, as far as I know yet. They are in Houston.
Why are people disappearing in Houston?
They're being sold, sir. They're being trafficked to other countries.
Homeless people?
Yes, absolutely. Some of them are not homeless. They're just in the wrong place at the wrong time and they become homeless.
That's interesting. Do you mind stepping up a little for me?
Whatever you want.
Now, that full interview is on the website. I'd suggest you go and have a look at it. And just on that as well, there's two massive, we'll just play a little bit of them because we're actually out of time. That's because I had sound issues. This is the dark web.
Hi, everybody. Lori Fulbright here. Let's talk about Operation Grayskull. So this was a federal takedown of 4 websites on the dark web that showed nothing but images of children, toddlers, and babies being raped and sexually abused. So they say that these were operating on the dark web. 18 people so far who were running these websites have also been convicted, some sentenced to life, some sentenced to 20 years in prison. They found people who were operating these sites in Virginia, Maryland, Indiana, Texas, Washington, Arkansas, Michigan, and Oklahoma, where I live as well. The guy that was running all of them, like the big boss, he has now gotten life in prison after pleading guilty. So what they say was there's these 4 websites on the dark web, but they weren't just a website. These are communities of pedophiles. These are people who can't get enough of seeing these images of child sexual abuse material. So there were 120,000 members. So you become a member by either paying or by moderating some of the sites or sharing your own images. And there were millions of files of these children being sexually abused. Sometimes these sites would have 100,000 visits a day. Let that sink in.
Let that sink in. And here's another one that's just been taken down.
Out of Alabama, a child trafficking underground bunker in Bibb County, Alabama, was just raided last night. They arrested several people and they saved 10 children. These children were on the farm of the Terrells. There was 4 Terrells involved, both male and female, and there was other men and women that were arrested that were clients, that were basically coming over, checking these kids out and putting them back in when they were done. These kids ranged from 3 to 12 years old. There was 10 of them. The charges on these people are, I don't want to say them on here, but the smallest charges on there are rape and sodomy. Folks, we have an epidemic in this country, and we must stand united against it. TikTok, you know what to do.
Well, we're getting some interference tonight. I could hardly even hear that clip going out then.
Oh, it's good. Well, it was bad. It's bad. Yeah. Look, the outcry for dealing with these people, I believe, is coming.
Yeah.
Russia has actually
Capital
said
punishment.
Russia's actually said that they're going to seize the assets of international Satanists, which is very interesting. Very interesting. So now that's Kirill. Kirill's actually basically said that. So, and he's the patriarch of the Russian church. So he's actually, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that's very, very fascinating at the moment. So anyway, look, Michael Gray Griffiths, he did a tribute to Charlie Kirk, a song. So that's what's going to take us out tonight. So, Dave, if you'd like to wrap up and close the show, then I shall hit play.
Yeah, big throw out to everyone, guys. I know how hard everyone's working out there, right? The people on the ground and that, the Craigs, the Franks, the Belindas, the Charles, all you people out there doing the hard yards, guys. Just I know it's getting tired and I know we're getting weary, okay? But we just got to keep going, guys, all right? Our day is coming. As I say, you know, we've got now, you know, the constabulary starting to wake up to what's going on, you know. First time they've ever come down here, guys, and offered us protection, all right, or a voice, you know, or an ear to listen if we had a problem with, let's say, the art people like we have had previously, because they've complained and tried to push us out and done this and done that, you know. And yeah, it's really heartening to see, guys. So I just want you to yeah, take that, guys, all right, and go with it, all right, because people are waking up. You've all done an absolutely excellent job, okay, and our time is coming, guys, and I think it's coming a little bit quicker than maybe what we thought. I don't know, but yeah, just maybe with the good Lord's fortune and this spiritual awakening that Charlie has started, maybe we just move to the finish post pretty quick, guys. All right, maybe we do. Anyway, go and talk to the good Lord. He'll let you know if he wants to. If he doesn't, guess what? Keep battling on. Good night.
It was raining last night. I could hear it dancing on the roof. I fell asleep listening to the beauty of rain. But when I woke, you were gone. Someone had used their hate to take you away. And so the rain of last night is now raining inside of me. I think the angels just might be standing up to welcome you home, as we remain here fighting in the trench that just grew colder. But despite the shot, I know you're not dead. Instead, you're leaving light could become our new dawn. I wonder if when your mother first held you, as all the love you brought was a dawn in her eyes, did if she ever sensed then that a warrior was here with a tongue for a sword and the armor of truth? For in a darkening world that's being turned upside down, you were a single man that rose until we could see you from here. How many roads must a man walk down before we call him a man? Well, I'm on your road, to try and emulate you by constructing a sign that reads Charlie Kirk, a man.